everybody, Meriden Gaming here, and it's time for another Borderlands 3 build video. This is going to focus on my Moze build. Do you hate walking? Would you rather run around the battlefield in a giant death machine, dealing out untold damage to unsuspecting enemies? Well, have I got the build for you. The Be the Bear build. The BTB... Yeah, Be the Bear. Let's get to it. So, the whole purpose of this build is you basically want to be in your Iron Bear mode for 90-95% of the time. The only time you're not in your Iron Bear is you trying to deal splash damage to get your bear back. That's the whole fundamental purpose of this build. Alright, so anyway, first we're going to put 1 point into Security Bear. That keeps our Iron Bear protected somewhat because it gives us a shield that prevents damage from, just reduces damage taken. This also helps protect you a little bit when your Iron Bear runs out and it goes into the Auto Bear form. The shield is still up there. So it kind of helps protect you as well a little bit. And then we're going to put in 5 points into Armored Infantry. Basically, while your shields are active, you get a damage reduction and a gun damage increase as well. So even though you're not going to be in your Moze form all that much, it does give the ability to take down those enemies to get those kill skill procs. Then we're going to put 3 points into Drowning in Brass. Basically, every time you kill an enemy, it increases your gun damage up to a stack of 3 with this build. This is kind of floater points. You could put them into one of the other options. But it's kind of whatever you want to put those into. And then 4 points into Vladoff Ingenuity, increases Moze's maximum shield and shield regeneration rate, and gives you a nice little side benefit of shock damage resistance. This is one of those quality of life kind of deals that just keeps you up when you're not in your bear mode. Then we put 1 point into Experimental Munitions. Basically, whenever you do a critical hit, you get bonus incendiary damage. This plays into a few other skills later on that, even though it doesn't work as well on shielded or armored enemies, it's just increased damage. So it's a nice little thing to have. And then we're also going to put 1 point into Full Can of Whoop-Ass. For when you enter your Iron Bear, it starts regenerating Moze's shield immediately at an increased rate, so that even if your bear is taken down quickly, you'll be back at full shields before you go back into Moze version. And we'll go to the weapons in a minute. Next, we're going to be at the bottomless mags tree. We put 5 points into Cloud of Lead. This gives us a chance to deal incendiary damage and not use ammo. So this kind of builds off that other skill that just gives us more incendiary damage. That's how we're going to boost our damage output as Moze and the Iron Bear on this particular skill as well. Then we put 3 points into Stoke the Embers. Once again, more incendiary damage. So it's just compounding on those other two skills. Next, 1 point to Redistribution. After Moze scores a critical hit, she regenerates ammo and health. So this is one of those quality of life things, and it also plays into that whole critical hit skill as well, to just kind of top yourself off and not go down while you're not in your bear mode. Then we're going to put 5 points into Scrappy. While moving, Moze's weapon damage, handling, weapon swap speed. It's mainly the damage is what you're looking for here, so you can get those enemies taking down quicker while you're not in your bear mode. Then we put 1 point into Russian offense. Basically, while you're sprinting, you can also shoot where other characters can't, and this gives you life steal to help yourself, quality of life, keep your health topped off. 4 points into the Iron Bank. These are kind of floater points you could put somewhere else, even into another skill tree if you really wanted to, but it plays off of the click skill as well to give you don't have to reload as often when you're in your Moze form. So that's really handy. And then the 2 points into click. Basically, as your the ammo in your magazine goes down, the damage goes up. So it just compounds on all these other, incendiary damage and all that stuff to help you get the most damage output as your Moze form to in order to get back to your bear build or bear form. Then we finally put 1 point into specialized bear. This gives you the ability to use 2 of the same weapons on your bear and gives you increased damage with those weapons. So because of that, let's go back over to the shield redistribution or retribution. So we're going to be using, at least for me, you can really use any weapons you want. I prefer the railguns because I like that long range hitting capability, and it's near instant hit, whereas like, you know, the missiles, the grenades, and stuff like that, it just takes time for the weapons to get, or the projectiles to get there. You could use miniguns as well if you really want to, but for me, I like this because we also have the ability of doing the capacitive armature. This basically, whenever you hit an enemy, it changes to other enemies. It helps you deal with those mobs of enemies. And then also put one of the 2 guns as the corrosive sabot round, just because to help you deal with those armored targets. And finally, we're going to go to Demolition Woman. This is kind of the bread and butter of the build. This helps keep your bear up and gives you increased shields and whatnot. So we put 3 points into deadlines. Basically, whenever you're firing your weapons in your bear mode, you're not going to drain as much fuel. Then we put 5 points into grizzled. This basically, whenever you get a kill, it's going to reduce your action skill cooldown time to get your bear back out faster. This is a nice little thing, especially with, that's why we have so much damage as Moze. It's just to get those kills in order to trigger this and get your bear back out. Then we put 5 points into stainless steel bear. You have to have 5 points here. This is basically what makes this build feasible. It gives you more fuel, more armor, and more damage. So basically you can just mow down enemies the entire time. Then we put 1 point into means of destruction. This is just to give you a little bit of grenade regeneration, ammo regeneration, to keep your ammo reserves topped off. But it's not critical if you don't really need that. You can put this point somewhere else. I just like it. Then 1 point into auto bear. The main reason for this is that when your fuel runs out and it kicks you out of your bear mode, he stays around for a little bit longer to kind of help protect you because he will take the majority of the aggro. And by the time, I typically, before the 15 seconds runs out, I've already got it refilled to the point that I can jump straight back into the Iron Bear mode before it even runs out. So that's really handy. And then we put 5 points into Vamp here. Basically, this is just to keep your armor and health topped off. So it just keeps you alive longer and keeps your bear out longer as well. We put 5 points into Explosive Punctuation. Whenever you deal splash damage, your action skill cooldown rate is briefly increased. So this is one of those things where you want to use those splash damage weapons as Moze, or Torgs, anything that has explosions or something like that, just to get your Iron Bear out quicker. This is what causes me to get my Iron Bear out faster. And then finally, we're put 1 point into Short Fuse. Basically, whenever you do gun damage, there's a chance for a secondary explosion, splash damage, to basically help you get your bear out quicker, and lots more damage. So you get those kill skills as well that also help you get your bear out faster. Now we'll go over to the equipment. Honestly, the guns really don't matter what type you really use, but you want something that's going to do splash damage to get the best benefits. I like the Thunderball Fists. This one basically gives you the ability to, whenever you shoot it, it creates a little ball of energy that comes up and back down and does splash damage. So it's really handy with this build. Another good one is the Kassan. This one is kind of like a Torg, even though it's a doll. It shoots out small projectiles that are much faster than the Torg rounds, but then it creates little explosions after a few seconds or if you reload. So, like, I use this in pretty much every character because it's so useful. It's a well-rounded gun, and you can get this in other elements. I prefer the non-element version, but you can get it in any type you want. Another good one is this one drops from, I believe, Hammerlock's sister Aurelia. If you like that cryo damage. And then as far as the action skill or the anointed option, you really want the one on like action skill end or something like that. Because like these, I don't have the best options for the anointed, but you, if your action skill is active, then you don't get the benefits of these. And then as far as your artifact, you want something that does action skill cooldown rate, just so we can get that bear out faster. Grenade, I did not get my grenade. You want a grenade that has on grenade throw, either gives you increased damage or something similar to that. Get that ability to get your bear out faster as well. When it comes to shield, it really doesn't matter all that much what shield you use. Like, for example, I don't have the right anointed on this one, but it still works. I like this one that basically when my shields go down, it comes instantly back up. You can really use anything. This is just my preferred type, just because even when I do get one of those big one hits, my shields come back up so I don't get, two-shotted, because it has me top back off. And that's pretty much it. I'll do a little bit of gameplay just to show you how well this build works. This probably isn't the most efficient build, but it keeps me up. I do a lot of solo stuff, so even in Mayhem 10, doing the takedown, the Malawan takedown, I was able to stay up like 90% of the time, or stay in my bear mode 90% of the time, and just dish out tons of damage. So let's get to the gameplay. Alrighty, well I've sped this up just a little bit, just so it goes a little bit faster. As you can see, we're in our bear mode. We don't take a whole lot of damage, even in Mayhem 10. But, we're one-shotting or two-shotting most enemies. I do have the problem of my skills in this current version are, or the mayhem portion is they're immune to certain type of damage. So the green guys, or the ones with the green rings, are immune to the corrosive. The ones with the blue are immune to shock. So I have to place my shots a little bit better. But that does slow down some of your damage output. As you can see, you just basically run through and blast away. Fill our ammo, and then we will go fight the boss. Alright, here we go. Just hit him with our electric and just take him down. This video is sped up about it's about 200% or one time faster than what it should be, so I mean, we took him down in under 30 seconds basically. Now we'll go to the Malawan, and as you can see, one shot of that dude. Missed the shot the first time on that one, and I can't hit the broadside of a barn for some reason. But there you go. I mean, just nailing these things. Deal out tons of damage, and I mean, we're not even down like 2% on our health with our Iron Bear. And we just keep blasting away. I mean, just look at that. Just one after another, they just keep dropping. Keep blasting. And just blast. Blast away, blast away. Only ones we have problems with are the ones that have that immunity to certain types of damage. Is that it? Nope, two more over here. If I can hit. Yeah, see, look, I used the shock one on that, and it just obliterated the other dude too, because he was close enough. And just blow away this guy real quick. Oh, he kicked me out of my thing, but as you can see, my Iron Bear is still there. He takes the aggro. And we're already back in our bear. before the other Iron Bear completely ran out. So yeah, that was one that was immune to shock, so to get through his shield it takes a little bit longer just because we can't do shock damage with our Iron Bear. So I really need to re-roll my Mayhem 10 modifiers that are a little bit easier. Alright, I'll go face down the bosses. And here they come. See if we can kill them before it completely. Oh no. Didn't do quite as much damage as some of my other builds, but it still, survivability is really good. Oh, big dude. Just blast away at him. Yep, can't quite take him down. Get rid of that one. Yeah, as you can see, I mean, you just mow through enemies. Yeah, so I mean, they just pretty much instantly go back as soon as you hit them with your double shot. Badass goes down really quick, so does that one. Now we got the boss here. So yeah, just stop moving. Hey everybody, guess that's it for the Be the Bear build video. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any other characters or specific build types you'd like to see, just let me know in the comments down below, and I'll get those out to you. And if there's any comments you have or suggestions you want to make, leave those in the comments as well. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And once again, this is Meriden Gaming, and I'll see you in the Wasteland.